Hi there, everybody. It's nice to be back in Manor Lords here. This is our little save file from the other day. Um, and I'm just kind of getting reoriented. I kept notes on what we were doing last stream to make sure that I would be able to pick back up in a largely sane direction. But what I sort of failed to do, didn't think all the way through, was I've been playing on another save, so I'm a little disoriented. Um, but I do have my notes and I do know what we're doing, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start by actually adding a road to town here. Right, the necessity for that should become clear eventually. Right, so my notes say... Naturally, I've pushed them off the screen. One second. Okay, my notes say that we need to get leather working, get our food situation sorted out, because we're a little short on food actually. We need to get the city upgrade to be able to get the tariff reduction bonus, and start trading. Now, I think we're about due for a raid as well, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to get the clock running. In terms of being able to get the upgrade, we literally just have to upload 2 houses. It was going to be these 2. But we don't have all the demands met yet, so we can't actually do it. We need to be able to get clothing going, and we need to get some more food happening. So, for now, actually, that's a problem that might even sort itself out. What we really need is hides. I think up until now, maybe we'd been selling them. I'm not sure. Yeah, and that's the notification that we are going to be raided in a year, which you don't normally get a warning for, but... where's hides? Okay, we don't currently have any trade going in hides, which is good. Now, unfortunately, our animals are really heavily depleted, which is a bit of a problem because it's the animals that we're going to provide for... I'm sorry, excuse me. The presence of animals was going to be what sort of provided for our ability to make leather, and now we're nearly out of them, so we might have to change tactics a bit here. One thing we could do is add goats to Burger's Plot or 2. How are we doing for material? Oh, we got lots of materials. I'm actually just going to add some more Burger's Plots to town then, because that'll help us longer term anyway. Oh. Playing 5e while you've got the stream up? Alright, man, you enjoy. Alright, so we're gonna get those two houses stood up, and we're going to get some goats, which will get us at least, like, some hide moving through the... I speak English, I swear. Moving through the economy. Yeah, I think the food situation... Yeah, the food situation sorted itself out, so we really just need to get ourselves sorted in terms of this leather working situation, so... Ideally, that won't take too long to do. We have to sell something just to... 18 times 3 is 54. Times 3. Yeah, actually. Sell some of this firewood that we have just to get the income I need to actually get the goats. So goats are one of the like backyard extensions you can get. So by default, on the level 1 homes, there's nothing, which is what these two homes are doing. Then there's vegetable gardens, which generate a amount of vegetables per however often based on how big you make the vegetable garden. That's why these homes have such large backyards. Then there's chickens, which was what's on these three. They give you like a passive income of eggs at all times. And of course, finally, we got the... we're going to add the goats, which will give us a passive income of hides, which is kind of nice, because you wind up in situations like right now. I have essentially no animals to harvest at the hunting camp. And we need a lot more wealth too, so that's fine. That just means we won't be able to start it till April, but that's fine. Right, now we've effectively solved that problem, so we're going to actually go ahead and start thinking about further expansion. Hold on. Okay. Fuck. Right, further expansion, so...
This is heavier than it looks.
One thing we're going to want to eventually start doing is sort of push into the woods this way. So I'm gonna do some weird stuff here with these work areas. And start sort of narrowing them in. Which is also, I think I'm going to lay off the forester for now. But I want to eventually be able to mine out these clay and iron deposits. We are going to like deplete them completely. That's just the way it is. But sort of the sooner the better with those. So let me start thinking about a road. Alright, so we're going to get those constructed out. Still don't have any hides coming in, but that's, I guess, kind of to be expected. Oh, we do have some starting to filter through. Which actually means that these houses here that we're planning on expanding, we can. So I'm going to give the order for both of those to happen. So one thing I'm trying to do with this playthrough, where we're starting off in Ermenreithe, which I just horribly mispronounced. I'm trying to learn from the lessons I'm learning in my other concurrent playthrough. I have another playthrough that I'm playing, just kind of like willy-nilly. I play a year here, a year there, and I'm just not recording it or whatever, because, you know. house cards, things could burn down at any time. The start conditions are different, so I'm having to improvise a little bit. But one thing that I did learn is that it's important to get the manor up kind of as quick as you can. Which is
Whoa, this is
sort of what we're rushing now. I think we need more. Let me see here.
feels like a bit of a drink. So could I.
We're gonna need some stone. Gold off. It's gonna end up just like my other playthrough where the Baron's gonna own the whole map before I'm ready to do anything militarily, but that's fine. Hey, there we go, starting to get hides. That's good.
Gets raining when I can get out of bed. Whoa, this is heavier than it looks. Rain, snow, still work.
Raided the wrong house. That's what happened. I meant to upgrade these two on the end because they have the smaller backyard. It would have been less of a sacrifice. What's going to happen now is if I put a larger, like a fancier facility, like a joiner or a blacksmith in this house, I'm going to lose this giant vegetable garden, and it's going to be this large plot for no reason. But nothing to do now. We're stuck with it. We're committed. So something I've been playing around with a lot is item flow. The game is not optimized around like a Factorio style gameplay loop where you see that you're able to produce, 20 iron ore per minute, so you make sure that you can consume 20 iron ore per minute. Like it's not quite that granular. Um, but one thing I have noticed is like I can get faster iron production if I make sure that the bloomery, which will be this structure here when it's finished, if I make sure that the bloomery is near the iron mine, um, and that no storehouse is collecting the iron ore just kind of piles up at the mining pit, I can just make sure that it gets kind of immediately um, baked off in the bloomery, and then those iron plates can be brought all the way back to town, which is what will ultimately allow us to make best use of the iron. Because our blacksmiths are going to be, of course, in the town itself. Alright, our first level 2 burgage plot. I'm going to immediately upgrade it with a... What is it that I actually want? One second. Yep, I'm going to immediately upgrade it with a joiner. So the joiner's workshop can turn planks into different size shields, which are fairly important at this point in the game in terms of being able to boost your own actual forces. And something else that's kind of fun to see too, the upgrading the houses actually has a material impact on their appearance. So, like, these all look fairly common. Hold on, I gotta get oriented here. Okay, yeah, so this one is the one that was recently upgraded, and it looks just a little bit more finished than the other ones. It's got a shingled roof instead of a thatched roof. When you upgrade them to level 3, they look more like something you'd see in a town. Like, they're a few stories tall, they're mostly like stone and plaster. It's just a nice upgrade flow. I'm going to take this hunter off the hunting entirely and add him to the berry picking group. Yeah, because I think the strategy for this town, at least for now, to avoid spreading out too thin, is going to be to... it depends where those raiders spawn. I think at a minimum, since we're going trade focus anyway, I'm going to just import the stone that I need to build the manor. I'd like to be able to have the retinue unlocked by the time we have to deal with these raiders, just because they'll make it a little bit less chancy. And I also want the manor as quickly as possible because I want to be able to I want the manor as quickly as possible because I want to be able to start collecting tax and collect influence. On my other save, I actually killed the raiders before I had a manor unlocked at all, which meant I gained no influence from having defeated the raiders, which meant that I can't do anything. Like, I'm seriously just having to kind of stall for a few years while my character gets his shit together.
Summer's coming soon, and soon the beating sun.
They were trade focused. We don't even have anybody attached to the trading post right now.
Keep your hearth warm and your home cozy.
Summer's coming soon. Soon.
Oh, so something I didn't really talk about earlier either. The these burgage plots, when you upgrade them to any of these, sorry, that's not actually shown. When you upgrade them to like a chicken coop, you can optionally replace that with any of these other kinds of upgrades. But once you've upgraded them to like the joinery, that's it. They're stuck as a joinery forever, and you can't. The family that lives there also doesn't count as part of your labor pool. Like they exclusively work as joiners. Which is why I'm not actually upgrading the lot on that one. I will upgrade this house next to it instead. But we did get our development point, which means we can take this better deals thing, and now trading is practical for us. How much stone do I actually need for this manor thing? 15 to start, okay. I don't even have a... Wow. For trade-focused economy, we're pretty lacking in funds here. I'm gonna take somebody off mining duty. So here's where the trade-offs come in. We have to pick something to sell, like something that we have plenty of. And that won't really be missed in our economy. Which this early in the game, like there's very little that we could sell that would be worth our while. So if we look at it, stone comes in at penny a piece. Firewood goes out at a penny a piece, so I guess if we just locked it into... If I say let's export firewood at 150, and we'll import stone up to, actually for now we won't import anything, we'll just do no trade. So we'll start by exporting until we have enough money to buy the trader out, and then we'll move on. This house here will make a blacksmith once we can afford to do it. We'll skip ahead to May here. Yes, we want to make it a blacksmith, but we need the wool, and we just don't have it, so we're gonna have to keep going. Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Summer's coming soon.
Alright, we've earned a little money. So let's get that trade route going first and foremost. Well, I had 30 at one point. What am I importing that I don't need to be importing? Okay, I guess I still don't have the money, so I'll just keep going. Alright, that does it. So now we have the route that we need.
Don't be shy, good sirs and ladies. Firewood, firewood. Finest hides in all the land.
Alright, so now we just need to basically let that cook until we hit 20 freestone. And then we'll also have to stop our joiner shop at some point in the middle there, so... Kind of just having the joinery make shields until I have enough. Alright, let's go for a little walk while we wait for that to cook. I want to check out the path we kind of created here with the this little road off into the forest.
Come on, come along.
I do love this feature that you can like jump into the world and walk around.
Come along, lad.
Obviously, in a perfect world where game design labor costs nothing and like you have infinite resources and time, it'd be amazing to add an RPG-ish element where you can like just sort of dress up your lord a bit or have them match the avatar that you picked for them.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Just had an epiphany that the reason my my economies get really choked up is that I don't assign enough staff to storehouses. Well, here's the bloomery. Which means just through here is the iron mine. Now this is just like a literal like open pit. There is a feature where if you're blessed enough to have a rich deposit in your domain, like something with the crown over it, for the mining pit or the or the clay mine, if you do the right development points, you can get this one, which is deep mining, that lets you like supposedly mine that indefinitely. Getting close to being done with making shields too, which will be nice. Oh, that's less nice. That means that we're basically out of spare housing.
Carrots, cabbages, turnips.
See, at first I thought we had time to spare, and now I'm getting nervous. We still have basically until next March before those raiders spawn. The game treats March as the beginning and end of the year, for like gameplay mechanics purposes. So hopefully, you know, hopefully we'll make it through here. I do want to try to get that manor built as quickly as possible, though, so we're just gonna keep accelerating time a little bit, and hopefully. Of course, I'm one stone short.
Let's go, people. Let's get to work.
I'm gonna turn off the sale of hides now so that I can go back to actually producing enough clothing for my people. I don't think I'd take an approval hit if I don't meet the clothing requirements, but I can't upgrade the buildings if I don't, so. Aha! And there's the stone we needed. Okay, so now we need to start thinking about other factors. So we probably actually have it. Yeah, we do. I was a big goofball and failed to stop the joiners in time. So now we have way too many shields, which is possibly going to work out in our favor. So we kind of have two options. We can start selling the shields. And like, there's a fair chunk of change in that. I might actually, sorry. I might actually do that. Or I could try to raise another unit that also needs the large shields. So these guys don't. Polar militia don't. And I know archers don't. So it's really just spear militia that use these larger shields. So I'm not going to bother raising 2 columns of spear militia. There's better weapons than that out there that I can make. So we're going to go ahead and part with those. I'm going to build up some basically some surplus in coinage, and then we'll buy the trader out. For these ones, anything labeled a major trade, you must own the trader out. And I need that 25 regional silver to be able to do it, so. In the meantime, though, I am going to build this blacksmith. Okay, and we're actually probably going to stop population growth here for a little bit, just because I'm getting concerned again about feeding everybody. I'm a weird kind of lord. I like to make sure that everybody's well fed. I take the job of taking care of these people really seriously. I get kind of sketched out anytime approval dips below like 50%. I don't like seeing it go that low. In the meantime, though, let's click on our marketplace here and see how we're doing for demand. Some of our houses can't get fuel. Might mean that we need to change our firewood cap. Oh yeah, firewood for sure is the problem here actually, so maybe I'll switch what we're selling. It's very profitable to sell firewood anyway. Oh, goodness, though. I need to sell something. It's gonna have to be the firewood. Because that's the only thing I have a route for. So we're gonna do something kind of sketchy here. We're gonna sell a bunch of firewood, and then we're gonna immediately stop selling firewood and do our damnedest to restock it, even if I have to pull people off of other jobs. By hitting this pause button too, I can make it with the artisan houses that they don't do any more work. Oh, get him then. Not me accidentally driving the production reserve too low and making it so that we can't do the work we need to do. I'm actually going to check real quick though. What is the construction reserve for? Yeah, it's only 5, so that's fine. Gotta put the manor somewhere. I think I might genuinely put it like kind of just across from the church. We'll eventually be able to like wall it in, which would look kind of neat. I don't know how historically accurate that kind of layout is, but that puts it up on this hill, which is sort of the highest point around for any conceivable distance in this pre-artillery age. So yeah, that might be worth it, for sure. In the meantime, I'm going to pull folks off of some of these weirder outside duties. Oh, we should have tons of food. It's gonna be about keeping the, yeah. I'm sure there was a point to that. Sorry, I'm super, I would normally have a cup of tea or something while I'm streaming, like just a little bit of caffeine to make me chattier, and I just didn't bother this time. So I'm a little quiet. That's fine. This is a game that kind of benefits from just being chill and laid back as much as can, anyway. These houses are going to be kind of cool. They can all afford a duplex, like space-wise, which means they can turn them into two-family dwellings. Which should be fantastic for me, because that should mean that I'm able to you know, proceed in an appropriate fashion. Awesome. So this family just got kicked out of my labor pool, which is too bad, but they are at least able to be blacksmiths now, so I'm going to get them building spears, which is going to suck a little bit because it means that I'm going to be short on plank production. I might pause them just for now. Ultimately, what I want to be able to do, I want to be able to equip those spear soldiers, but I think I want this manor home as a higher priority, so I really just need 10 more sets of planks to get cut up, which I wouldn't think would be rocket surgery, but you never know. I think all these houses are going to become goat pens once I can afford to do it, yeah.
Bursting with flavour and fit for a king.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Well, Boomer guy doesn't need to be there if nobody's actually mining iron.
This is heavier than it looks.
Oof, it's already August. That's a little rough. There we go. So, now we can find a home for this guy. And I'm not going to be able to afford to really beef it up, because it adds the construction costs, but we do have the option to add like outbuildings to this, and we can come back and then edit it at any time, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna get the logging camp to kind of clear that area out, though. I think that would be handsome. Right, manor construction has begun, which is good. I'm gonna step the saw pit down to a reasonable pitch.
We all know what that means.
Step right up and set.
Awesome, so we have enough now to buy the trade code for these shields. I'm just gonna sell the full surplus of them.
Poor quality, see? Impossible. Fresh meat. Get your fresh meat here.
That was weird.
No finer cuts in all the land.
So that, in theory, should help us out here. And once I see that all the planks we need have been transported to the manor, I'll get our blacksmith working on some spears too. I won't have to equip the retinue, which is kind of a neat feature.
Keep your hearth warm and your home cozy.
Alright. So we need to start thinking about a few things here. The first is that it is actually time to turn the blacksmith on and get them making spears, which is fine. They're going to start doing that right away. Make me a happy boy. The next thing is I need to free up labor, because we are 2 weeks away from gathering up a lot of our wheat, so I'm going to stop the trade in firewood. No longer need it. We have better sources of income coming through. I'm also going to allow the woodcutter to just keep doing as he does. There's nobody on duty at the forester's hut. I'm going to turn down the number of people on duty at the forager hut to just the one. And that's actually honestly fine. We have a ton of labor from people who like just moved into town or whatever. Oh, if I freed up one more person, I could actually have a full complement at the farm though. One guy at the saw pit, one guy at the logging mill. It causes a surprising amount of disruption to lose. Like, you always want one, at least one unassigned family. Oh, I'll take this ox herd off duty and put him on the farm. There, we have a full complement on the farm. We're gonna have more food than we know what to do with, which is good. Maybe we export bread or something.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
So when we see this say 36 out of 36, we can stop producing spears. It means we have enough spears to actually like field that unit in full if we wanted to. You can always field a partial unit. Ah, there we go. Manor unlocked. So now we have the ability to implement policies. And there's only 2. And I don't really like either of them. I think I'm... No, I don't know. If I absolutely have to, I'll sign maybe this fasting policy in. I'm hoping he does more with this as we move out of early access, but for now it's just like none of them really seem worth it. Or if they are worthwhile, they're situationally worthwhile. But it is, regrettably, time to impose some tax. I do wish that we could implement like trade tax or something. That worked in the like content creator early release, but it hasn't worked in the or hasn't worked yet anyway in the early release for us, for actual players. So something worth noting are your retinue. So unlike your regular soldiers, your retinue are all named and are configurable to a degree. You can pay with your own money, like treasury money, not the money that we're getting from the money we generate from taxes, not the money that we get just from like regional trading. And they all get like a little blurb about them. So I love my retinue. They're apparently very powerful. My last retinue, actually on my other save, just got absolutely massacred the last time I fielded them. Not really great at the warfare aspects of this game yet, but we'll see. I suspect we're going to be exporting bread. Possibly flour? What does flour go for? 3? And it's probably just as easy to export the bread. Although we're not really a fertile region either. Dyes. I'll produce a lot of dye. Or something. We'll figure something out that we can export passively just to generate money. When we move into winter, I'm going to probably move the lumber stuff around too. I've been experimenting with either having permanent lumber setups that I just move the workers between, or like moving the buildings themselves. And it seems to work well because, as you can see, we pretty voraciously deforest like any area that we're in.
Poor quality, you say? Impossible. Well, perhaps it was simply a bad day.
Making me happy to see the vegetable income getting nice and high. That's good. If I click on the marketplace, I should see 100% food, right? Yeah. But yeah, probably what I'll do is I'll move the lumber facilities up this way. And we'll just kind of like clean a corridor down along this road. It's gonna end up looking horrible like a North American highway, but yeah. Okay, it is September time. Time to see what a full farmhouse does to these tiny, tiny fields. Not really the best harvest. I'm starting to wonder if I should have gone for sheep. Something actually to stop us. We could put some sheep pens in like over this way. We're making headway on the spears, which is nice. We should be in a position to defend ourselves against these raiders by the time they show up. At least I hope we are. I got really lucky on my other save, and actually the Baron's army took out the raiders before they ever got anywhere near me. Yeah, I'm thinking these farmers could handle a larger field, no problem. Oh, we have a problem. We've hit the population cap. Ah, but that's not the problem I think it is it? $54 wheat is actually not an enormous harvest. I might not. I might sell, like, berries instead. You kind of eventually need everything but, like, the end products of trade. Like, it's always... Short term, you're always kind of shooting yourself in the foot by selling stuff. But you're picking which foot gets shot, if that makes sense.
I tell him maybe screaming all the time wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, this one goes over.
Arms and a fine selection.
Okay, so now I guess while they're waiting for planting season to start, they're going to start threshing. So I'm actually going to start taking people off farm duty, because as much as I like the at the speed at which that's happening, we need to get some other stuff happening kind of quickly. Like, I need a communal oven built. Which might be under industry, I guess. Farming? so for at least a moment, we're going to get some people working that windmill.
Vegetables so fresh, you'll swear they were picked this very morning.
I don't want it that close to my manor, though. So yeah, this is the workflow for wheat. You staff a farmhouse. The farmhouse works fields. You get wheat. At the end of the year, the wheat all gets gathered up. It goes back to the farmhouse and gets processed into an item called grain, which is true because there's another plant that you can grow that will also produce grain. Grain goes to the windmill and gets worked into flour, which goes to, most of the time, a communal oven, which produces bread, which your villagers can eat. If you're very fancy pants and you're specializing in being like the breadbasket of your empire, you can actually get a there's a development perk. Can't remember where it is. Rye cultivation. Yeah, there's a development perk up kind of like the industrial farming tree called bakeries. And what bakeries actually allows you to do is it lets you turn houses into artisans that produce bread. And I'm not sure if they're more efficient at it or if it's just a way of like not having to juggle keeping the communal oven staffed. Because in my other save, and it's going to be the same in this save for a long time too, I don't have like a permanent baker staff or permanent windmill staff. Like those people get taken off basically as quickly as I can justify it, because like once the bread's baked for the year, there's nothing for them to do. Oh, we don't actually need a staff member. To get off the hunting camp and let it recover. If you overhunt an animal node, they move, and that's already like pretty far away from the area we've settled. I do have an idea for how to make some money with farming. Let me. So our fertility in pretty much all respects is crap, but it's especially bad coming down this side of the road. So what I'm actually thinking of doing... It's also really bad down here, too. Yeah, we're gonna build a pasturage. And put an animal trader somewhere. I just haven't figured out where yet. That might be a solve this problem next year type problem. Okay, so now that it's October, they're going to start, the families that are still assigned are going to start planting these fields. Oh, and I accidentally left one set to barley, which I guess is fine. We do need some barley. We're probably going to wind up importing most of the barley we use, just because our barley fertility is also terrible. But we need some capacity for producing beer. So we need some sort of source of either barley or malt, or to just import our own ale. Or someone else's ale, I mean. Still cranking away on the... I'm gonna start freeing up some of our reserves and stuff. At least for now. Like, I know we don't go through... Oh, I can't, because I need a trader out. I've begun to see the pattern. Now, what I don't understand is why I still have these 20 large shields in my possession. It's not one of my guys, I can't click him. I bet he's got all my shields. There he is. Okay, so he's just spawned in on the edge of the map, that's fine. We can work with that.
Gave the old doctor a hand for the month-old rat. Spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Putting in some decorative roads. We're eventually going to open that area up into fields, like I was saying. Oh, exposed goods during storage. Oh, yeah. Oh, and we've officially hit the spear cap, so I'm actually going to stop iron production. In my other save, I would have kept that going and used it as a trade good, but I think that's a bad idea here. Oh. We don't have surplus spears, they just weren't all equipped. Don't I look foolish? Okay, for real though, where'd this guy go? Oh, he still hasn't actually made it. Okay, more or less as soon as we can, we're going to want to expand that storehouse.
We need more work.
That's abysmal. That's actually dreadful. But it's going to have to do. Fuel is still a bottleneck. Resources. Bandits have stolen vegetables. I haven't had that message pop up in a while. Let's do a shenanigan. Okay, so when he hits the world border, we should get a pretty big payout. And here go our delightful, hastily assembled militia. We're doing a sneaky cross-border raid here. Which is why I'm not being particularly careful about making sure that they move at an appropriate speed or anything like that. I mostly just want them to marshal. We're going to pop across the border, grab that stuff, and pop back. It's going to be real cute. But it might be enough to pay for some mercenaries to deal with our raiders when they show up next turn. Or next year. Oh, what sucks about that is that I may have just killed the ability to get this plowing done. I should have sent my retinue instead. I'm going to send my retinue instead. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that potential detail. That could have been a real problem. People who are deployed for military purposes perform no useful work. So, well, other than their military purpose. All right, now that we are mustered at the border, let's push across. I do like this. You can see the windmill that they've just like completely sacked. Um, Kind of sad in its own way, but spoils of war. When searching through the enemy's belongings, you find a stash of goods. It could be sent to your people who surely need them, though it is my right to keep it. And for reasons, I'm going to put that straight in my treasury. Now let's have a little look-see. If there's another nearby bandit camp. Because actually no. Belay that. That's a little too far away to wander. Oh, actually, no, it's not. The Baron's men will not attempt to loot these camps. which is to my benefit because I need that money to hire. I'm going to hire a band of mercenaries to help me deal with the bandits uh, when we get raided here. Oh, surely we're done making. No, there's still some grain left. Nearly done sowing there. Nearly done sowing there. Good, good. The next harvest will be terrible. Fine. We're gonna make our money in other ways. So this is another kind of field that we can put down called a pasture. And what's great about the pasturage is that it in no way cares about fertility. And it has no cost, so we can just establish a huge section of pasture like that. And on its own it's useless, but we're going to combine it with some other features to start making a little bit of coin, kind of, by farming.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
I'm actually going to do a really weird thing. I'm going to build an extra woodcutters down this way. And nope, that's the saw pit. We build an extra woodcutter's lodge down this way and just swap between the two of them. That seems to be the way to do it. Oh, we're getting near the cap again. Wait a minute. What is happening? He still hasn't actually left, I guess? Oh, probably because I called everyone to war. Damn it.
Spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
It's true. That happened. I finally, after hearing that phrase about 147 times, I finally understood what he's saying happened, which is that he... essentially that he pissed off his ox. And his ox attempted to gore him for his trouble. Winter is coming. These are the jokes, people. Oh right, I said that I desperately wanted to upgrade the storehouse in size, and I still do. Alright, so my fields are now basically back to fallow, so I'm going to dismiss some folks from there. I'm also going to dismiss some folks from here because I suspect I'm out of grain to mill. I don't know, I still got grain to mill. Well, that's fine. Okay, they're still on their way, which is fine. I do like that the musical theme changes when you have armies in the field. I think that's actually a nice detail. It's as soon as I say that, it switches back to peacetime. Did I accidentally disband my military? We've just decided that the tension is low enough. Oh, wait, are they not? Damn it. I think we are still good. Guess we're gonna find out. Hope I'm not about to lose my retinue right in the middle of the races. No, no. Nobody asked you to do that.
Step right up and set. Let's go.
I quite nearly forgot to upgrade my storehouse for a second. Alright, all the grain is processed. We can now get rid of our windmill hooligan and get some folks making bread. Could have probably had people making bread this whole time, but whatever. What I'm actually very likely to do in this region is, once we're more wealthy, new message. That belongs to my treasury now. So sorry, once we're more wealthy, like regionally more wealthy, we'll, very likely phase out, like, non-ranching farming. Like, I'll just get rid of trying to grow wheat or flax or anything of that nature. And we'll just focus on agriculture with sheep and with trade. We're very well situated. We should be able to get, I think, at least 2 more development points. Might even be more. One choice is to go with this food cart to just make sure that we always have food coming in. But what I'm thinking of doing, so my entire money-making idea basically hinges on at least getting sheep breeding. Which will make it so that when we have sheep to pasture, we occasionally spawn in lambs. And then if we wait for those lambs to mature, we can sell them on for profit. Now, I don't know what that rate of speed looks like. Like, I don't know how long that takes. I'm really worried about that retinue unit making it back in time. I guess we'll see.
Cheated him? Never. Perhaps he simply does not know how to cook properly. Keep your hearth warm and your home cozy.
Alright, well, there's really nothing else to build. I gotta get my retinue back and dismiss it before I build anything else, really. And then it's basically just going to be time to prepare our defense and document for next time what we'll be doing in, like, kind of the next... I hesitate to call this thing an episode, because it's, like, not scripted or evenly divided or whatever, but, like, the next... Yeah, the next episode of this saga. Awesome, we got the big storehouse. Our retinue can now be dismissed. So they're just going to return back to their homes. Fuel supply issues are getting rough. I genuinely might start another woodcutter's dugout, woodcutter's lodge, excuse me, to address that. And then what I'll probably do is just have like a 2 or 3 year cycle of like moving between locations.
Well, perhaps it was simply a bad day. These things do happen from time to time.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
I suspect our tavern's gonna wind up down here too. I could probably solve our firewood problem instantly by just stopping iron production too. Like we could switch to digging out the clay or whatever. In fact, maybe I will do that, just for the sake of sakes. We already have the metal that we need for the work that we're doing. I don't have the population to support forming another militia unit, so...
Come one, come all.
Tempting to hire a few more people for the rent new, but I'm not going to just yet. I want to make sure that when the time comes, I can afford the mercenaries and that they don't leave prematurely. Like, if I guess wrong when I need to hire them, or like how long I need them for, I want to make sure that I have some money to support that. I'm really annoyed that these shields won't sell.
Well, anything really.
We need another export in that case. If I can't get those shields to move, then... do I have the trader out for anything else? I have the trader out for stone. Even if I offloaded all the stone I have, I wouldn't be able to really do anything with that money then.
Meat, meat, get your meat here. So fresh it's practically still new.
I do have the trader out for...
Step by upper central.
Okay, so talking a little bit about sheep farming, just while we wait for some of these other things to shake out. We're going to be able to obtain our initial sheep from this livestock trading post.
Just give me a hammer
And this is a fine place to put it, because the world trade node is over here somewhere. So we can set basically like a target level of sheep to have. So maybe we initially buy like, I don't know, 5. They get put in the pasture. This sheep farm, once it's built, while staffed, will bring the sheep in and provide an income of wool, which we can then make yarn out of for the weaver. And then if we had a tailor in town, and we do need to kind of start thinking about upgrading burgage plots. We need to think about adding more burgage plots too. I just realized that that's part of our problem that we're having here. Let me add another chunk of burgage plots to the mix.
Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
I'm having trouble with the camera angles here.
firewood.
Yeah, this would be perfect actually. But anyway, once we've had the wool flow, we can start making clothing, like higher level clothing, which will be necessary for us to unlock sort of tier 3 dwellings, which is how we'll get our final level up point. We're sitting plenty comfortable. Ooh. Yeah, at this point we're basically just baking out some building.
We all know what that means.
Vegetables so fresh.
Probably put them both back on hunting for now. Now, I do think making use of yarn probably means that I'm not going to be able to use berries for food anymore. I'm pretty sure that the only higher level clothing you can make out of yarn involves dye, which means taking at least part of my berry harvest and turning it into dye, which is honestly going to be fine, because hopefully by the time we're worrying about that, we'll have a more stable overall food income here. Weird going off the trade system for sure. I suspect if I reloaded the save, suddenly the trading for shields would magically start working. I've noticed that a lot with the game is that like something very strange will happen, but then I'll be able to unstrange it by just reloading the save and making it reconstruct its state.
Well, perhaps it was simply a bad bet. These things do happen from time to time.
Don't forget to check the level of the foundation.
Cold. Rubbing silence.
30 days away.
Would like some good. Burn the house. That'll warm me.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection. Step right up and sample.
Like doing road work in the winter because it's the contrast is nice and high. You can actually see where the roads are going. I also enjoy that I've mostly managed not to put a single straight line road into anywhere here.
Meat's so tender it practically melts
is here.
Man, a lot of my plans are hinging on that thing that's not working. I'm gonna have to play with that offline later and see if I can get it unstuck. What are we saying left for 19 days left? Alright, I'm gonna get a quick photo. Of the town from above.
Only 2 toes left, but the wife says she'll only be 2
Need more market area. I think another good place for a market will be up where this little church stall here is.
Don't be shy, good sirs and ladies.
Alright. Its raiders are just 5 short days away.
Bread, freshly baked.
We will deal with the raiders here on stream too, I think. Normally I'd stop in March, which I think will be exactly when this alert pops off, but I won't play the rest of Tier 3, but we'll play through the raid anyway. Hello, Mr. Nudgeman. I've been assaulted by a rabbit.
Don't be shy. Step right up and set. Quality, he said.
Enemy has been spotted. That's new slow. Alright, let's get to getting. I thought we'd have more time than that. Okay, these ones arrive where I am, which are probably the best. I'm gonna muster my force, but I'm gonna keep it in some kind of reserve. Oh, they're still fatigued from their last deployment. That's actually interesting. Okay, if we're gonna let them attempt to recover, then we're gonna do this with the mercenaries and
Pick up the pace.
the retinue. Leave the retinue in reserve, use our militia and these mercenaries that I've paid probably too much money for. As the primary force. And I'm gonna need my guys to run, because they're not gonna make the...
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old crap. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple. Yes, sire! Your orders! March!
Okay, so mercenaries are definitely the trick. This is the easiest I've had this done yet. Yeah, screenshot sound. I'm lazy. I collect my screenshots and thumbnails during the stream. I think we're doing well though. I think, yeah, that's a route. Which means what? It means I want to disband. Can I disband them? You know what? I actually have a minute. I'm gonna make a claim on the map. So that's more rich hunting and a little bit of iron. That's a rich clay deposit. That could be our permanent clay supply. And I know Nuslo. Yeah, we're gonna claim Nuslo. Now I don't know. I don't know if I need to move the mercenaries in. I don't actually know how claiming works because I've not managed to do it yet. This is the first time I've had the influence to press a claim. It doesn't look like I need to move a military force in, so what I'll do is I'll kind of stall on the border. Oh, while we were gone too, we depleted that clay pit, so the pit's probably still there. I can actually just delete it. But what that means is that like all the clay that I was ever going to extract from that mine is now in my storehouse, which is very good news for me. Awesome. That's the first time I've ever done that. So that is a very successful stream from... Oh, that's the other thing. I need to figure out how to... Oh, just like that. So we now control that region. We can't really make use of it yet, but we control it, which also ironically kind of means we'll have to defend it as well, which is a little less fortunate. But yeah, now we have some veterans in our militia, a new region under our belt, and I have a pretty clear understanding of what we need to do next time. Next time we need to start processing clay into tile. I do need to find a permanent source of stone, which might involve something like that. I need to look at expanding into the new region, and we have to figure out what's going on with trade so that we can get shepherds working. Yeah, so if I can also get my treasury back up so that I can afford to start essentially colonizing Nuslo, which is where I usually play. This has been my starting zone on like 4 out of 5 playthroughs. So that should be nice and straightforward. But yeah, I think we're doing well so far. We've accidentally hit our population cap, so we'll have to sort that out. But for now, I think that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's about all I've got. And I'll catch you guys next time. I don't know quite yet when next time will be, but hopefully it won't be too long. I hope you enjoyed. Etho, it was good to have you around. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and y'all have a lovely night. I'm not going to do a raid because I've got to move on for myself. So thanks, everyone. Bye.